Help me to reach 2,000 subscribers. The room went silent the moment she said it. Hey baby, can you hand me the stapler? Her voice was casual, playful. But that one word, baby, cut through the air like glass shattering on marble. Everyone in the meeting room froze, pretending not to notice. Everyone except me. I watched my husband, Ryan, choke on his coffee. His eyes darted toward me, wide with the kind of panic that only truth can cause. For a moment, the world blurred, the projector light flickering across his pale face, the faint hum of the air conditioner, the fake smiles. My stomach twisted, a cold nausea crawling up my throat. Sure, he muttered, forcing a laugh. That's what she calls everyone. The room's tension broke into awkward chuckles, but no one really believed him. Neither did I. 2 weeks earlier, he had called me insecure. I'd found a message on his phone from Maya, his coworker. Don't forget your tie, winky face, she'd written before his conference trip. The winking emoji burned in my memory like a scar. When I confronted him, his voice turned sharp, defensive. You seriously need to stop snooping through my phone. This is exactly why people lose trust in relationships. You're acting paranoid. Paranoid. The word lodged in my chest. I deleted the message and told myself to believe him, because believing was easier than falling apart. We'd been married for 9 years, built a home, dreamed of children we hadn't yet had. I wanted to trust him. I needed to. But that word, baby, it wasn't accidental. It slipped out too naturally, like something said 1,000 times behind closed doors. After the meeting, he followed me into the hallway. His hand brushed mine, but I stepped back. Please. Don't make a scene. My voice trembled, but it was steady enough to hurt. A scene? You mean like your coworker calling you baby in front of the team? She didn't mean it like that. You're reading into things again. I laughed, bitter and broken. So now I'm imagining pet names in corporate meetings. He sighed and pinched the bridge of his nose, the same gesture he used when he wanted to control the narrative. You're blowing this out of proportion. Maya's just friendly. You know how she is. I knew exactly how she was. I'd seen her flirt with him before, those long, lingering looks over spreadsheets, her habit of standing too close, her hand grazing his arm just long enough to make my pulse spike. But I'd swallowed my discomfort then, afraid of confirming his accusation that I was insecure. Now, I wasn't sure whether I was insecure or intuitive. That night, he came home late. The smell of her perfume clung faintly to his shirt, floral and cheap. Working late? I asked, keeping my voice calm. He nodded, avoiding my gaze. Maya and I had to finish the quarterly report. There it was again, Maya and I. Always paired like a phrase that didn't need separating anymore. I watched him peel off his tie, the same one she'd reminded him not to forget. My chest felt hollow. Ryan, I said softly, if there's something going on, please just tell me. I can handle the truth. I just can't handle being lied to. He froze, then turned, eyes dark with irritation. God, Emma, you never stop, do you? I told you there's nothing to worry about. You're suffocating me with this constant suspicion. But it wasn't suspicion anymore. It was recognition. The next day, I went to his office unannounced. I told myself I'd surprise him for lunch, though deep down I was looking for something else. When I entered, the receptionist hesitated. He's in the conference room with Maya. Of course he was. I peeked through the frosted glass, my heart pounding so violently I could hear it in my ears. Inside, Maya stood close to him, too close. Her hand rested on his shoulder as they laughed over something on his laptop. He didn't flinch away. He looked comfortable. Familiar. Intimate. For a second, I thought about barging in. But instead, I stepped back. I didn't want to catch them in a lie. I wanted to catch myself in the truth. That night, I didn't confront him. I waited. Watched. Noticed the new cologne. The extra care with his shirts. The late-night emails. Each detail stacked quietly, brick by brick, until it formed a wall I couldn't climb anymore. Then, 3 days later, I found the proof. A message flashed on his phone, Last night was perfect. Same time tomorrow. Her name, Maya, sat right beneath it. My hands shook as I read it again, and again, until the words blurred into static. The betrayal wasn't cinematic. It wasn't loud. It was painfully ordinary, a simple line of text that split my life clean in two. When he came home, I was sitting at the kitchen table, the phone between us. "Ryan," I whispered, "I know." For a moment, he didn't speak. Then, he sat down and buried his face in his hands. I didn't mean for it to happen. It just happened. Tears welled in my eyes, but they didn't fall. "You called me insecure. You made me doubt myself while you were doing this." He looked up, guilt etched across his face. "I was scared to lose you." "You already did." I didn't scream. I didn't throw anything. I just stood up, walked to the bedroom, and began packing my suitcase. The quiet between us was heavier than any argument. As I zipped the bag, he whispered behind me, Please. Can we fix this?" I turned to him, my voice calm but final. "You broke something that can't be fixed with apologies." That was 6 months ago. Sometimes I still replay that meeting in my mind, the moment she said baby, and everyone laughed, pretending not to notice the truth unraveling right there in front of them. I'm no longer the woman who was called insecure. I'm the woman who finally believed her instincts. And that's how I found my peace.